Q2 damaged and destroyed.
If this was the first or even the second time this has happened, I would, not think as much of it.
At Mount View Cemetery, plus riding the riptide.
You have to travel miles to have an experience like this, and right here in Billings, in our landlocked little city, we can actually go ride a wave.
The Oasis is surfing up a good time with the first of its kind attraction and a project of a different kind.
I can honestly say I have cost. It has been a labor of love over 5 years.
One family's Lego collection turns into an amusement park. The MTN 530 News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Charlie Klepps in for Andrea. Shocked and saddened, those were the emotions today of friends and family members after realizing their loved ones' headstones were destroyed at the Billings Mount View Cemetery. It all happened yesterday around 10 a.m. with 14 headstones run over and several others damaged. The details surrounding the incident remain unclear, but the families say it's devastating no matter the circumstances. Our Alina Howder has the story.
It's a heartbreaking sight to see here at Mount View Cemetery after 14 headstones were destroyed by a driver Saturday. For some families, it's deja vu, as this isn't the first time something like this has happened here.
It looks like it was hit and ended up hitting this headstone, knocking it over.
Shauna Strandell never expected to see pieces of her father, Joseph Steiner's tombstone, scattered across the cemetery again.
His headstone was hit a few years ago in another accident, so I thought that it was something similar.
With several family members buried here, Shauna and her mother, Patricia Warden, are metaphorically picking up the pieces.
Oh, it was devastating. This place means everything to me. It was just devastating.
It's just kind of a peaceful place that I can be by myself or bring my son and just feel like I'm close to my dad.
That piece was broken Saturday as the World War II Navy diver's headstone was just one of 14 demolished by a vehicle around 10 a.m. A police report has been filed.
I don't know the details of how the vehicle came to be in the cemetery, but I'm sure they'll get it all figured out.
Though mystery still shrouds the situation, families like Shauna's and Pat's are looking to the past, hoping for a solution in the future.
It's heartbreaking that this has happened 3 times. I just want something done about it so it won't happen again.
It's unfortunate. It's something we could look at ways to try to prevent it. There's no easy solutions to that, but it's definitely something we could look at.
Brandon is putting a call out for volunteers in September, hoping they can help reenact the headstones as a community.
I would love to see something more permanent that can protect their final resting place of these soldiers, these heroes, so it doesn't happen again.
This is supposed to be their final resting place, and it's not peaceful.
In Billings, Alina Howder, MTN News.
A Billings food truck called the Snack Attack was out on the streets today in Billings handing out free meals to the homeless. The truck does so every Sunday in an effort to help the unhoused stay fed. Food is handed out from 4 o'clock until everything is gone. The idea first came to owner Debbie Patterson after spending years working for the Montana Rescue Mission, where she received an up-close look at just how necessary this is.
I think it came from working at the Montana Rescue Mission and seeing the need that after COVID, there was nobody feeding them on Sundays anywhere. Salvation Army closes on Sundays, and so does St. Vincent's de Paul. So we just stepped up to the plate.
We'll have more on the motivation behind this project tonight at 10. Mother Nature is about to turn the heat on high. A pleasant day today will soon give way to several very hot ones. With more on the heat, here's meteorologist Ed McIntosh.
We started to feel the heat building in today. By the time we get out to Thursday, the current timing holds it looks like that's going to be the hottest day of the week, and our heat risk index moves all the way up to 4 out of 5. Usually only see 5 in areas like the southwest portion of the United States down in through Death Valley. So very hot conditions, especially when you consider we haven't seen as much of that heat here so far this year. So plan ahead to wear light colored clothing, maybe start to consider taping or taking care of things as you get later on into the day rather than stay hydrated. Make sure you yourself with applying sunscreen, and we do have some fire risk as the week goes on. We'll talk about those risks in just a few minutes.
To go for a swim. Today, the Oasis Water Park in the Heights debuted North America's first Ride the Rip wave surfer. It's all part of a $1.7 million expansion project combining elements of surfing, skateboarding, and snowboarding. Our Isabel Spartz takes us to the Oasis, where the fun has already begun.
Here at the Oasis, summer is in full swing with the new Rip Break Wave Rider, the first in North America right here in Montana, and it's surfing up fun for all ages.
Riding it's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's very difficult, but to start, but once you get it down, it's really fun.
Surfing might not be the first thing that comes to mind when thinking of activities in Montana.
You have to travel miles to have an experience like this, and right here in Billings, in our landlocked little city, we can actually go ride a wave, so it's pretty exciting.
A new wave surfer at Oasis Water Park in the Heights is making it possible. The Rip Rider is an artificial wave machine that allows anyone to surf on flowboards. Chuck Barthuli, the park's director of operations, says that this is the first of its kind in North America.
We couldn't be more thrilled to open it up to the public for this really unique experience.
A team from Belgium travels all across the world to install these wave surfers.
We are unique in this way that we are the only one worldwide who do the engineering, the design, the production, the installation, and also the training. Also, we have our own operation facilities.
They spent 12 days in Billings and assisted the 3-day staff training at Oasis.
I'm extremely happy with Montana, the way how they experience is a complete community. People are so nice, so let's say there is interaction, and also the instructors was amazing. It's one of the best groups we ever had for training.
With many hoping to be the first to try it.
Seems like this new ride is taking the attraction, so it's been a lot of fun.
Barthuli hopes that this new addition to the park will add more fun for an older demographic as well as all ages that visit.
The hope was that we would just be a place where families can all come and create those lasting fun memories that just leaving that indelible mark on their childhood, where remember the times we got to go to Oasis and ride the Rip.
Little kids up to people as old as myself and older. I mean, there's some older guys on there riding it, and they seem to have a lot of fun. And there's not a lot of pain involved with it, so I think you could have fun.
Surfing in Billings, Isabel Spartz, MTN News.
Montana is one of 4 U.S. states that has a restitution fund for eligible victims of security fraud. The Federal Trade Commission says that in 2023, consumers reported losing more than $4.6 billion to investment scams nationwide. Most of the time, that money is gone for good. But Montanans can now find help through the Lynn Egan Memorial Fund. Lynn Egan was a longtime Deputy Securities Commissioner who lost her battle with breast cancer. The fund helps victims of investment fraud recover a portion of the lost money when full restitution is not possible. CSI says the money comes from fees paid by registered firms doing business with Montana investors and from settlements entered into by the CSI Securities Division. Ford Motors issued a recall affecting more than 30,000 Mustang owners. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Mustangs with model years 2022 and 2023 need to be investigated. The vehicles in question might have a steering problem that can pose a potential crash hazard. Ford says it is aware of 16 accidents and 3 injury allegations related to the issue. Customers are advised to ask their local Ford dealer about scheduled date. They'll get a hefty pay hike under a new labor agreement. They will see an average pay increase of 32% as part of the 3-year deal, which still needs to be. The agreement avoids a possible strike, which the union had authorized back in February. Still to come on the MTN 530 News here on Q2. Legoland. One Billings family builds an entire park out of 30,000 Legos, all with a separate story to tell. We'll show it to you next.